Hey, favored ones, welcome back to another collective reading. I'm Kymmy, and this is my channel, Faevoured Readings. For those of you who are just coming in, I appreciate you clicking on my video. For those returning, thank you. I appreciate your support and helping me get my stories out there and helping others. So today I just wanted to come through and see what energies we have. I was hearing the song Ghetto Superstar by Maya, and it has ODB in it, so it's a really old dirty bastard energy coming through as of recently. But I'm getting that you're a superstar. Some of you may be feeling very vulnerable right now with showing your new work, or maybe a set didn't go the way you wanted it to. You didn't make as many sales as you had envisioned, or it's just your business isn't picking up as fast as you were hoping for. Some of you could be disappointed with the way you're talking to yourself about your creations. You could be talking really harshly towards yourself after being vulnerable, and just a reminder to give yourself grace and remember that being vulnerable is not the easiest thing to do, especially if you've been ridiculed and taught to dim your light and dim your life even. Make sure that your life isn't better than anyone else, trying to be an indented wallflower. Like, if I be a wallflower, then everyone else will be happy around me and they'll like me, like with people pleasing. I feel like you're not doing that anymore for the people around you, but you may be still being harsh to yourself about those new boundaries, which comes with the territory, and you're human. It will become more natural and more easy flowing for you to put up those boundaries and talk nicer to yourself with practice. Much like with your art and your creativeness that you're doing right now, maybe it's your first time self-promoting, maybe it's your first time ever throwing a market, and you're not sure how it was gonna go, and now you're like, could I have done this better? Could I have done that better? And I really feel like that's not what your inner child and your inner growth and healing needs at this moment. I feel like more self-care rituals, whatever that is for you, throwing on a bomb-ass record from olden times that gets you feeling hype and ready to go. Like, I'm hearing sandstorm. I don't know why that came through, but like, just really getting your blood pumping for yourself again. Some of you could be, like I said, and doing self-care rituals, as well as amplifying your sensual and sexual energy. You're just really starting to like feel yourself again. So some of you may be feeling a bit out of place and vulnerable with showing off your new style, the fact that you're starting to feel sexy again, and it's not always easy, especially when you were bullied about your looks beforehand. Some of you could be having a glow up, like from ugly duckling to a swan, from like, they're giving me the the stupid things that they do inside of the movies. Some of you may be being harsh on yourself because of the textile of your hair, and whether you wear glasses. Some of you could be very harsh on yourself, and you're starting to realize that everyone has a type and you're someone's type. So you're really leaning into what you got and making it work for you. And I feel like people are noticing that. The crystal that I picked out for today is the carnelian, which associates with Archangel Michael, who is in charge of the fire sign. So you could be a fire sign, or you're really stroking your own fires of creativity, empowerment, and confidence. And I feel like you were doing really well, and there might have been one little hiccup that may have put you back in an old paradigm of thinking, and your guides want to let you know that's just a small hiccup. You're still doing great. Your support system could be really coming around you at this time and reminding you how dope you really are. And yeah, so the chameleon could be something that you are interested in having around at this time. It also is for working with the lower chakras, like stability, grounded. You could be feeling really grounded within yourself, or doing grounding techniques before you go on stage or after you make a sale and you're like, could I have made more money? Could I have practiced my lines better? Just remember to take a moment and just woosa, you know? I think if the collective could just do a little bit more we could do with a little bit of grounding. But also I'm hearing that I learned from one of my vocal coaches is that don't be a hero. Don't try to do everything in one breath. Some of you are trying to do a whole project in one go, and it's not healthy. And remember, you can always come back to it. Some of the collective I feel a lot, and this goes for me too, when you were younger, you were always told that you had to go until you finish something or else you were giving up. When really in strategic and like in the art of war, retreating and regrouping, reevaluating, and then going at it again is considered wise. So remember to use your inner wisdom and listen to your body when it asks for rest. When, like, just because your body isn't tired, maybe you are mentally overstimulated and tired and emotionally exhausted. And remember that that's a peaking point as well, where you should be listening to your body and taking times to self-regulate, breathing exercises. One of my favorites is throwing ice cubes at the ground to get out aggression, bubble wrap if you can find them still. I know some places don't sell ones that pop still. It's annoying. And the plastic pop ones give me weird feelies on my fingers. So either way, find what works best for you. If you're not worried about the drier energy going on and you're financially stable for that, then throwing a blanket or your robe inside of the dryer and then putting it around yourself for a nice warm hug is and you can look up online and find which one works best for you. Self-regulation exercises. You can also, of course, call out to a trusted friend or your guides. You could go and talk with a tree, punching a pillow, screaming into the pillow. There's many other ways to get out your aggression. As for sadness, putting on a comedian and or shows that were your comfort shows when you were younger and really indulge in your inner child. Ow! Yeah, let out a screaming howl. Good. Yeah, you know what's up, Olympus. Howl to the gods if you need to. Scream up to Olympus and let them know what you need in that moment, or whatever gods you hail to, old and new. That's really up to you. Or you could just scream at the universe and be like, hey, I'm still here. I'm still here. And you are still here. The collective is still here and you're still pushing through, even if there's moments of embarrassment, there's moments of downfall, but there's always time to rise and shine and be recognized. So I'm going to go through, and now that I've done my intuitive messages, love you. Yeah. Yeah, your guides want you to know that you are loved. Remember, you are loved. Even on your worst days, you still survived. And for that, I'm proud of you. And I encourage you to continue on. You're resilient. You deserve peace and reciprocation. And if you're not finding those things, then please do journey on and find that for yourself. You deserve it. Don't feel like you're the common denominator and feel like you're powerless to and doomed to repeat the same cycles. If you're doing the work inside of yourself, something's gotta give, you know. 1, something's gotta give. 2, something's gotta give. 3, something's gotta give. Some of you might enjoy screamo music or in a band. You were making bodies hit the floor. Like, you are shocking people to the point where their like jaws are dropping to the ground. And I don't think you see that quite yet as a collective, how talented and how appreciated you are. And I feel like once you're willing to accept that you're not, I'm hearing from the movie Never Been Kissed, you're not Josie Grossi anymore. And I feel like a lot of us in the collective, or at least my collective, may have been bullied when they're growing up or even now into their adult life. And I feel like you're really holding on to that old paradigm of yourself. So once you release that, I feel like it'll be easier for the universe to bring in more peace and interactions that you are deserving of. Not that it won't happen now, because you will get what you deserve regardless of how much you try to push the universe away. If it has beautiful gifts and blessings to give you, it'll always find a way. I just feel like it will move along a lot faster if we do the inner work. And that's the last one. Can we get one more card, please? I got 2 that popped out already, and I would like a 3rd one today. Yes, I will take that one. Yay! When the coyotes calls your name. Oh! Good call, Olympus. You know your shit. I'm really swearing today, so some of you may be sailors. This is definitely not going to make the cut if it blows up. Okay, so the cards that we got was number 3, when the coyotes call your name. We have 26, for the wind that blows our sails. And all of the threads of the fates must bend. So you can see number 8s, sequences of number 8s. You could be 26, 35. You could be sequences of 3s and 3s and 5s. And again, 8 with the 35 equals 8 and 26 equals 8. So definitely confirmation of 8s there. 808, some of you could be making a lot of noise right now, really like letting that inner voice and inner howl out and rushing to the goalposts. Some of you may enjoy sports or watching sports, but I feel like you're flying your goals right into the end goals. Like swish right in there. Okay. Some of you could be healing with your hands and your voice, with the hands behind it. So some of you could be Reiki healers, massage therapists, Enjoy karaoke. I hear some people are getting vocal lessons. Some of you could be getting speech therapy as well, helping take all of those words and unjumble them so that they come out more fluently. I see trumpet as well. So we could have Archangel Gabriel, water signs. A lot of you could be trumpet or jazz enthusiasts. I'm hearing that TikTok song, The Ocean's Rising, like a given-ish. And yeah, you're really moving on. You're really moving past that panic attacks, because the artist of that song, Bo Burnham, talked about how he has had panic attacks on stage and he had to take a break for a while. So I feel like the collective is coming back with a vengeance on something. You may have took a break from, like I said earlier, with screamo music. You could be getting back, the band could be getting back together, or you could have took a break from doing tarot readings and now you're getting back into it. Some of you could have took a while off from wanting to learn a instrument and now you're learning again. Some of you could be playing more, indulging in your inner child and your gifts that you had let go of, like maybe that you were really funny and you like having jokes and all that other kind of stuff, because my cat was playing. And some of you may be investing and indulging more in your playtime. There could be a video game that you put down for a few years that you're picking back up at this time, and really learning how to, self-regulate and balance all your playing time. Some of you could be working, work. Some of you could play Rocket League, because it reminds me of how the car like literally flies up and you can like slam dunk on people. Slam, slam, dunkaroos. Slam, 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 dunkaroos. Some of you are like slamming it. Some of you are no longer slamming it back, is what I'm getting as well. On the opposite end of the scale is some of you guys are really living within your sobriety and not letting all of the noises and the reasons that you used to indulge in escapism, and you're realizing, you're like, no, my goals, my sobriety is my biggest wish. I'm going to focus on that and moving forward and letting all of this chatter and naysayers and escapisms behind me. A lot of you are speaking your truth right now and intertwining your old self with your new self, letting your old self know that thank you for getting me where I am, and without you I wouldn't have got here. You were brave and strong, and just because I don't resonate with you anymore, and just because I don't act like that anymore, doesn't mean that I don't love you and I don't appreciate you for taking care of me and making sure that I survived through the hardest times of my life. Because, most of the times that we learn unhealthy coping mechanisms is to cope and in survival mode so that we can get through those harsh and traumatic times. It's not fair to expect you to be reasonable in unreasonable situations, and people who do expect you to be ain't the ones you want to have around, because yes, keep you accountable, but at the same time have a heart and understand that people go through stuff and they're not always going to act the way you do. They're going to act the way they do. Yeah, you may feel like it's disrespectful, but as long as they, voiced their concerns and left the other person alone, then what else can you want from that? You know, de-escalate things as best as you can and walk away the best you can, and make sure that you take action to not have yourself be in that situation again. Some of you are learning that you yourself can actively make sure that you aren't in that situation again with your boundaries, and you're learning that it's time to just let that go, and be like, I don't want that for me anymore. I'm flying off into the future. I'm not sure if tiger sharks are or tigers themselves are an important thing, as well as bats are a confirmation. A lot of you could be enjoy marine biology or mythologies from indigenous cultures, as this is kind of reminding me of the totem of an orca whale. You could know someone named Totem, or work with building sculptures out of wood or wood burning construction. I also hearing there was a honk on a horn, so some of you could be mechanics, or laying down concrete pavement. Laying down the foundations. Some of you are, I feel as a collective, going to the riverside or the ocean more often with these eels here. And I feel like you're inspiring a lot of people more than you realize, because I see a lot of eyes just inside of their things, and they're like cocooning together. But I feel like people have their eye on you, being inspired. Now, of course, there's ones who know you really well are inspired. There could be some people who don't know you that well, who are off in the distance, who are kind of evil eyeing you or like naysaying, but I don't feel like their energy is really interfering with your progress. A lot of your cats and dogs could be howling at the moons a lot and just really getting on your nerves recently because of the double full moon this month. And yeah, cats and dogs and other animals do be getting wily, as you could hear from my babies running all over the place today. Blows in our sails. I feel like you're taking the wind out of some people's sails, because before you used to like constantly argue with them and constantly like having to overshare or over talk to prove yourself, and now you're just letting them think whatever they want, and it's really taking the wind out of their sails, because that's all that they had was to gossip and talk down on you. And now that you've pulled that energy away, there isn't much for them to talk about, and people are starting to notice that it's like, you've been talking about that for a month now, like, or a week or 2 days, however long it's been too long. They need to focus on something else besides you, like themselves, for instance. What? You want me to play hide and seek so you can jump at me? Yeah? Some of you may be playing more often. I know that the school year starting again, some of you could be teachers, and they're a lot or working with youth, and they really appreciate when you play with them, and they enjoy your energy. You could notice that cats and animals and other like children and stuff like that really attracted to your energy, and you're giving light. Like, what was the original? You can rely on each other. Uh-oh. Yeah, people are saying that you're reliable. That you're on your shit. Cause I'm getting from the Ghetto Superstar song, the we can rely on each other. And yeah, people want you to know that Spirit wants you to know that there are people out there who are still reliable. A lot of you could be dealing with people who aren't reliable, and you're like, can I get me a real one out here? I've been waiting, and I've been doing the work. And I just want to let you know that the real ones are coming. The real ones are on the way. Number 3. Let's read from the book. Okay. Now I gotta remember not to throw it down at the laptop when I get excited. Okay. Essential meaning. Divine detours. The value of not getting what you think you want. Discovering greater treasure when you are forced to change course. Sometimes you find yourself confused about your direction. You might have been so sure you were meant for this situation, this job, this love, or this thing, yet you were forced to walk away. All the signs have been pointing to potential magic and fulfillment, but somehow things are not turning out the way you expected or wanted. When Coyote calls your name, you are being given a gift. This apparent loss, detour, or change of course has been set in motion to give you what you truly need. The dream weavers know the truth in your heart. They know the perfect relations of your greatest dreams are already available and woven into the fabric of your life, just waiting for you to discover them. But they are meant to come in a different form than the ones you've become attached to. In this moment, it is important for you to surrender your expectations and trust in divine timing and form. When the coyote calls your name, you will know this is the best way for you after all. Your life is woven true, and the new threads of your experience sparkle. There really is no loss or disappointment at all. Only a new, meaningful adventure and beautiful storytelling. Are you singing a song? Yeah? It's beautiful. Some of you need to know that you have a very beautiful singing voice. Some of you may be harsh about that, about how you perform. And, yeah. Oh, good pounceums. Yeah, you got it. Some of you are really good at tackling or martial arts as well. Some of you may be starting up football in the new season, or just doing kickboxing or any other kind of mixed martial arts. Jiu-jitsu is one I'm capoeira. Some of you may enjoy Bob's Burgers. Numbers. And off he goes. Some of you could be in track racing, enjoy running. Yeah, track racer. You're a super track racer. Some of you could be into vaulting or high jump, just other track and field activities. I know I haven't said that in a while, but I really feel strongly that some of you are enjoy running. 26. So for some of you, it could be enjoying running your own business. Okay, 26. Central meaning, moving forward, coming out of a slow period, a time for action. This is a time for action. Your obstacles have dissolved. You're integrating the deep work you've been doing. and you are on the other side of the dry spell. How wonderful to now have the energy to take the next steps unencumbered by the past. This is the time of new beginnings, of the excitement that comes with seeing your dreams come to fruition after a challenging work. Others may call you lucky, but you know what work it took to get here. This time of expansion is not one to take lightly or for granted. Smooth sailing is not always offered to you, especially as you venture into uncharted territories. Now the wind that blows your sail is steady, and you feel the hand of divine next to yours on the wheel. Stay in touch with that partnership. Stay awake and aware, as waves can crash up out of nowhere. Have confidence that you are sailing in the perfect direction for you, towards a destiny that will flourish. Go the distance. Yeah, like Hercules, you can go the distance. You can beat the odds. And like, even like with him, with Hercules, at least, not mythology, but in the movie I'm going to go with for today. He went to the first town after saving a damsel from distress, and he was like, it seems like what you need is a hero. And they all look at him like, yeah? And who are you? And a lot of people may have treated you that and being like, yo, man, I'm a rapper. And they're like, are you sure about that? You sure about that? Are you sure about that? Like, people are really just being like, are you sure about that? Like, they've been there the whole time while it was sitting behind you, looking over your shoulder while you're doing the hard work. And it's like, yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure. Where have you been? And then you just show them up. No matter how many multiple heads of oppositions, delays, slowing you down, and you were like trying to chop off every single one over and over again, and you're like, you want to know why? I can just get rid of all of these oppositions by turning to not giving a F. Have you ever tried not giving a fuck? It's my favorite. Now, obviously about the kind things, but about things that aren't going to help you grow or flourish, then yeah, chuck that in the ditch. Number 35. All the threads of the fates must bend. The essential meaning, being flexible, cultivating resilience and adaptability. So yeah, the number for today, if you want to look up what the meaning is 883. If you want to look up what that means, or write down below what that means to you. There's no such thing as a situation that is perfectly set in one state of being. Nothing difficult and painful will remain that way forever, and nothing joyous and free will remain in the same expression forever either. Imagine the weaving of the threads of fate in the tapestry of life. The threads must bend and move as they are pliable and supple, not meant to be rigid sticks. Life is the same way. Your experience of life right now requires you to be adaptable to conditions and flexible as to how you respond to them. In this way, you're building up resilience to meeting in this way you build up a resilience to meet life on life's terms while simultaneously continuing to pay attention to your dreams and desires for your most meaningful life. See this way, all life is an experience. Yeah, you guys are flying to new heights. You could be flying to a new place in order to start your new chapter, or you will be feeling flying high soon after this disappointment or this hiccup along the way. And also, I wanted to show everyone this too. The book number for this is 88, so definitely confirmation. Your experience of life now requires you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 In this way, you build up a resilience to meet life on life's terms while simultaneously continuing to pay attention to your dreams and desires for your most meaningful life. Seen this way, all of life is an experience. You are strong that is always in motion. Yeah. You are a story that is always in motion, changing, dancing with the dream weavers, surrendering your desires, allowing curiosity to lead you into the dark and uncharted. Maybe some of you need to like unchore yourself for a while, like have some fun. They will be there when you are done. No one's coming over, no one's judging you. They don't exist. They're not there. Just have fun. Yeah, allow curiosity to lead you into the dark and uncharted territories ahead of you. Right now, release your rigid ideas of how you think things should be, how the form of things should be, how other people should be. Should. You shouldn't do anything. You are supposed to be in a feeling of be. You're just supposed to be, especially if you're in receiving energy. Just being. How is the universe supposed to give you your gifts if you're not in receiving energy? Anyway, that's a message for someone. Okay. Right now, release rigid ideas. Yes, you should be. How a person should be. And just allow a state of wonder and curiosity to lead you. Ask yourself and wonder, what might I discover here? Let go of your assumptions. Be present to this beautiful opportunity offered to you right now. Fate has brought you this moment, but destiny will be what you make of it. But yeah, it's destiny will be what you make of it. Make it to me. What does it mean to you? What does destiny mean to you? Your name could be Destiny. But yeah. I'm feeling a lot from like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And when they ask what's the meaning of life, and it's like 43, which is the asterisk symbol, which is like a coding joke. So some of you may be into coding or enjoy doing programming, web designs, and digital art. Logo making. Some of you could be tattoo artists. Whatever you make of it, because in coding, an asterisk sign, number 43, means anything. So when you're putting in a coding and you put in an asterisk sign, it can mean anything. So be the asterisk that you are. I'm getting the movie Astro Boy. Maybe you enjoyed watching that when you were younger. But yeah, the guy literally made this boy for himself. So some of you are making a project for yourself. Some of you could be making plans to have a baby or really enjoy robot making. And that's why you need the codings, is so that you can make robots. Yeah, music, tech, other different forms of whichever, like I said, asterisks. So remember, asterisks and obelix, some of you may enjoy those old cartoons and comic books. That could be another way for it to deregulate, for when you're deregulated, to regulate yourself and give yourself kind of a salt lick from working on whatever creative um, inspiration you're doing. Remember, you pull inspiration from experiences in your life and the things that you like. So if you're not having fun for a while, it may feel like you're going into a creative block. So when you start reading new material, start having fun, you can really pull inspiration from that. You can't pull inspiration from you know, just yeah, from stagnant energy. Like, it's not that it's not possible, but it definitely helps when you have something to pull through and have inspiration from. So you could also be Gaelic or live in France or the UK areas, as that's what that story is about. Some of you could be really into old war stories, because that comics is about how the Gaelic people were fighting the Romans. That could be something that you're really into, Roman mythology, Norse mythology, as well as Irish and Gaelic mythology. Some of you could be learning new languages at this time, since that TV show version of it and comic book versions of it is in French and English. So that could be the languages that you both speak, or you're in a French English speaking country. It doesn't have to be that. That's just extra confirmation that's coming through. You could be bilingual or a linguist in many other different languages, which is so cool. I love linguists and bilingual people. They are so fascinating and so talented. So a lot of people may feel like you're very talented with the way you communicate, with the way you present yourself. So yeah, if you're being really hard on yourself while being vulnerable at this time, just know that with practice over time, it will feel less like a personal attack being up there giving your speech or putting your work out there. And less taxing. Like, I literally feel y'all shaking, and it's nerve-wracking for sure. I don't want to invalidate that at all. When I first started this channel, even turning on the camera, I was like, okay, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And y'all, none of you can even would even see me if I didn't upload it. So like, of course, at some point, I'm gonna even put myself out there and start doing lives but at the same time, everything takes steps. So yes, put yourself out there. Being vulnerable is important, but also, do it at your own pace and don't force yourself into anything. Going outside your comfort zone is important, but also reminding yourself that you're safe and doing things at your own pace and listening to your body is important as well. Overall, you're valid, you're important, you are loved, you are creative. I'm so very proud of you, my collective, and I appreciate you all coming through. If you could leave an energy exchange of a like or a comment, or even comment what video ideas or topics you would like me to discuss in the future, I would totally love to hear them. And of course, I am grateful for your energy and your support. Remember to eat, hydrate, and have fun. Bye.